This will shock you, all right? We got to be talking about this. I think there's a lot of trappy price action that is right around the corner. I think it's going to spook a lot of people, and it's going to trap a lot of people. It's going to shock some people, so we got to be talking about this. So without further ado, welcome back to Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Anything I say in this video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's hop in. All right. Let's just rip this Band-Aid off. Follow me at 333 Blacksea. I say don't get trapped, guys. Do not get trapped. I think that there is some very trappy price action afoot here. I really do. I think that Bitcoin and maybe even the stock market is going to be in a little bit of a trappy dead cat bounce. I will say specifically for Bitcoin, at least, when it comes to the traditional market, it gets a little bit tricky because moving into the Santa Claus rally, potentially right into the end of the year, tends to be quite bullish months for the traditional market. But we have been seeing a decoupling from the traditional market and Bitcoin, so I would not be surprised to see, the traditional market rally, Bitcoin rallies a bit with it, and Bitcoin puts in a lower high, and the traditional market keeps rallying. That's kind of what I'm seeing is probably going to end up playing out. But as of right now, guys, I am looking at this. And we are rejecting off of 88,600. Important price level. I was expecting a test. I wasn't expecting the full breakdown below this. I was expecting when we started to see the spillover, since we broke through 94,000, I expected a test of 88K and a bounce off of that level, which we did not get. We cut through it like butter, and now we're bouncing and rejecting off it. Now, the real question is, do we reject off of this? We had Monday. Monday was quite bullish for Bitcoin. Kind of, right? We saw, let's measure this move. It was probably like a 2% move, give or take. Yeah, about 3% move. But Tuesdays tend to be a little bit of a quote-unquote turnaround Tuesday, if you will, in the traditional market. It's a good time for the market to kind of shift, trap everybody off of Monday. But I do think that we could see continuation here. I do think that we could see a continuation up to 94,000. But I really want to talk about where a lot of people are going to get shocked and a lot of people are going to get trapped is if we come up to $100,000. And I think that's an important area of interest because I do believe that if the traditional market really starts to rally, I mean, we're looking at Google making big gains, and you're talking about a massive multi-trillion-dollar company, giving NVIDIA a run for its money as the top spot for the largest company in the world. But we're seeing the traditional market make a big rally, and I think that there's a good chance that Bitcoin rallies with it. And I think that 100,000 is an important area. I think if we start to get towards 100,000 or even closing above 100,000, I think a lot of people will be saying, oh, we're heading to new all-time highs, guys. New all-time highs are coming. But in my opinion, guys, I believe in the 4-year cycle, and I think that'll be a fantastic shorting opportunity. Now, it's not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys how I'm viewing this market, and there's always invalidations. But I put my money where my mouth is, and I'm telling you guys how I'm viewing this market and how I'm navigating it, and I am looking for a big bounce so I can short it. And, if we don't get a big bounce from here, and this is just a minimal bounce, there will be a big bounce that will eventually come, but maybe it will take a few months to get to that point, to see a full-on dead cat bounce, if you will. Now, I do want to also talk about how I saw some charts over on Twitter where people were comparing, like, back in 2021, like, this was the first high, and this was the second high, and then this was the first high, this is the second high. I mean, maybe, like, it could be a double top like that, but I don't really view it like that. I think that this is more double toppy. It's much more close in percentile basis. But when it comes to this area, I mean, yeah, like, this move was higher, but this definitely was another leg up. Like, you did have the big correction, basically an early summer lull compared to the summer lull we saw back in 2021 in the summer. But, I don't think that we get another move like this, like another move from the bottom to the top. Like, you're talking about a massive, like, a new leg up. I don't think that plays out. And there's always invalidations, like I said, but I don't think that we see that play out because I believe in the 4-year cycle, and I do think that we could see a bounce happen. But I do think, like I was originally saying, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but if we were to break down here and not even get another bounce up higher, I think we probably test around 75,000. You have to be looking for a significant bounce eventually because the shorts need to get blown out. That's just how the market makers work. The longs get blown out, then the shorts get blown out. And it's a cyclical, never-ending cycle where these exchanges are just licking their chops and basically siphoning that sweet liquidity off of everyone's pockets, okay? I mean, they're fleecing them. Let's call it what it is. They're fleecing everybody. They're stealing from them. They're stealing from them. But I digress. There is opportunity within that frothy, stealing, thievery. I don't think that's a word. Thievery is a word, maybe. But there is opportunity in there, and that's why I say I'm shorting altcoins right now. Even if we do get this bounce, that I do think there's a bounce coming that will trap people, and whether that comes now or that comes in, say, Q1 of 2026, there will be a significant bounce at some point, but I think that will be a fantastic opportunity to short. But as of right now, I am shorting Crowcoin, Dogecoin, Pepe, Zcash, Solana, and some other coins as well. They're all a few $1,000s in the profit at this point, but they still aren't significant trades to me. They're just scalps because I've been waiting for a significant dead cat bounce to short, and we're just not getting it. It's absolutely insane. So I'm not going to be layering in any more. I layered in a little bit more at this test when we broke above 88,000 on Crowcoin. I added to this position a little bit. I think I added about probably what was it? Probably about 10,000 Crowcoin to this position. So it's nothing much, like $1,000 or $2,000, I believe, right? Isn't that math right? Yeah, I think about $1,000 to the trade. And I'm just trying to dollar cost average into my short positions here because I do believe that we are in a bear market here, and I'm going to continue to do that. Now, if you guys do want to trade with me, feel free to check out in the pinned comment section or description box below. Sign up to Blowf and you get a $5,000 sign bonus as well as access to our private Discord with Crypto Kip and I. Guys, come say hi in the Discord. It's absolutely for free. We give trade signals. We're creating a little bit of a trading community, talking about different trade setups, talking about the market. And yeah, guys, all you got to do is sign up to Blowfin or check out all the other affiliate links down below as well. They're all lucrative sign-on bonuses. They're affiliate links, so it helps with this channel. It's a win-win for everybody. But to get access to our Discord, you got to sign up to Blowfin and click the Discord link in the description box below as well. And, guys, I do think that in bear markets, it's important to surround yourself with people that are in the markets, that are not leaving, that have been, veterans in this market. Crypto Kip and I have been trading for over a decade in this crypto space. And, the bear markets can be very tough, but it also is, I love the bear markets. I love the bear markets, and I think that we are in one and probably heading into a longer bear market here. And, guys, the reason why I love them is because there's so much money to be made. I think that especially now, a lot more people are going to be viewing Bitcoin as a boring asset, if you will. And I think that will create a very interesting bear market. And I think that these dumps could be not quite as muted as a lot of people were predicting. I do think the dumps will be muted, but I think that it will still get exaggerated more so than people expect. That's how it always goes. And I think that a lot of people are viewing crypto as a boring asset class now because all these institutions are here. Bitcoin's not cool anymore. Well, they're like, all right, well, then I'll go trade altcoins and meme coins. Well, guess what? The altcoins and meme coins are just stealing from you because they're all scams and rug pulls and extraction events. And so people are not making money there. I think that people are going to leave the crypto space in this bear market. I think it will open up fantastic opportunity to be buying Bitcoin at very, very low levels. In my opinion, I think if things get really crazy around 51,000 to 45,000, and if that does play out, guys, I'm going to be buying so much Bitcoin. I'm going to be buying so much Bitcoin because, guys, the fundamentals have not changed. It is the best investment vehicle to hedge against the debasement of the U.S. dollar and to hedge against inflation over time. And I believe in that. I've been in this space. I've been dollar cost averaging every day for a while now. I think probably 2 or 3 years at this point into Bitcoin specifically. And we've reached a couple of my tranche levels to deploy capital, some chunky capital into Bitcoin. I've been buying. I am expecting this to go further down, but I do think that a lot of people are going to get trapped. I think a lot of people are going to get trapped soon on a bounce. Like I said, whether that's at 88K to 100,000, or whether that's at 73,000 to 94,000, or maybe it even comes higher. That'd be so crazy if we came down to like 73,000, we came back up to 110 or something. Oh my gosh, that'd be absolutely despicable, and then just came straight down. I could see something like that playing out, but I think a huge catalyst would have to happen to get us up that high. But I'm expecting a lower high to form, and I'm going to strike like a tiger, like a cobra, like a bird. I don't know. I'm going to strike because I think it's going to be fantastic opportunities to really size up my short positions. Now, it's not financial advice, guys. I'm just telling you guys how I'm viewing this market, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Could I be wrong? Sure. Of course I could be. Trading is all about probability and statistics, and as of right now, the probability and the risk is to the downside, but as the market shifts, things can change, so you got to keep that in mind. And I will also say there's a reason why I'm not shorting Bitcoin, and that's because I look at the others.d, and I'm bearish on altcoins, and I'm bullish on Bitcoin long term. I'm bearish on a lot of altcoins long term, and I'm bullish on Bitcoin over the long term. So that's kind of my thesis. So even if Bitcoin rallies, I don't think that altcoins rally as much as Bitcoin will if we go into, say, a said super cycle, because there's a lot of altcoins that are just trash. Just to keep it frank, they're just trash. So I'm shorting them. Now, if you guys want to come say hi in our Discord, like I said, I know I'm shilling a lot. It's late at night here. I'm sorry. Check out our Discord link down below. All you gotta do is sign up to Blowfin to get access to it. But I want to know what you guys think. Like, do you think that we're gonna see a crazy dead cat bounce? Did that already happen, or do you think that we're getting ready to just further plummet down lower and lower? I think the bounce is definitely coming. I think it's going to trap a lot of people. And I think that after that, it's going to probably be lights out for a little while. But, guys, that's the time where you got to be paying attention, because that's where the true wealth is made. But that's all I got. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. And I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.